back to the channel, Nomadic Soul Bro. We're definitely doing our numbers. Make sure you check out the stories, like, share, subscribe. So here we're going to talk about, basically what centro is like, which is the center of Merida, right? This may turn into a third-part series, who knows? But I'm just going to give you a little basis on what to look for, and, basically what's here, right? Depending on your needs, Me personally, I chose Centro, which is like the center of Merida, right? I wanted to get a real feel of the city and its booming culture and development, right? Then I would park, right? If, I liked it. If not, I'd venture out, right? So in Centro, there's two main strips that run like north to south within what's called the Periferco, which is a circular interstate of, the city. The two main strips, one being Paseo Montero and Calle 62, right? You'll find shops, tiendas, which are like little convenience stores, and many hotels, restaurants, banks. There's a Walmart, things like that, right? It's pretty expat-ish / touristy. It's really a safe zone. The U.S. Consulado or consulate is there, immigration offices, clinics, hospitals. There's a private school or two, I believe, maybe some public schools. Pretty much everything that make up any major city, right? You'll find dentists there, all of those things. There's heavy police presence, but it's not intimidating. They're cordial. At least they've been cordial to me. And they're basically like there to make sure, the social fabric stays intact, right? You'll see many tourists from all over the world. You're definitely gonna hear lots of English being spoken. Did I mention there's a Starbucks? Yes, there's a really nice Starbucks there. 2 floors with all the bells and whistles, study spaces. There's an outside patio. Inside it's freezing cold, big chill, so you want to get there early. If you're trying to do like any remote work, as it can get, pretty packed, right? It's like ground zero for expats and tourists alike. The side streets that cross these main 2 streets are areas where there are a great deal of Airbnbs, apartments, casitas, rooms, studios, again, tiendas, gyms, art galleries, you name it, right? Dance classes, Spanish classes, all sorts of stuff. There will be music, there's lots of traffic from about 6 a.m. to about 7 a.m.-ish, right? I would say till about the same time in the evening. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday during the week, it really comes alive with festivities. On Sunday morning, when the strips, Paseo Montejo's, pretty much closed off for what's called the bicicleta, which is like a bike ride out where you can rent bikes, you can walk, you can skate, people are exercising, you're running. There's traffic control present to make sure everything runs smooth. It lasts for, a few hours. There are many benches, some shade, depending on what side of the strip you are, depending on where the sun is at. Now you can live within what's called a Periferco or outside of it, depends on your needs, right? The Wi-Fi is pretty good inside of it or outside of it. You may hear towards the north, the Wi-Fi is, really bad, but again, it depends on where you are, right? Yes, there are outages here and there, just like anywhere else. I've experienced maybe, 1.5, 2 outages with respect to the internet, right? Towards the north is where more the expats are. And I think because, it's outside of the city, so there's less pollution. Pollution is pretty major in Centro, right? At times anyway, especially with all the buses and stuff like that. The malls are more in the south. You have Costco, big supermarkets like Soriana, Selecto, things of that nature. You have Walmart, Home Depot, Office Max, stuff like that, many restaurants. Speaking of restaurants, I forgot to mention in the prior video that Carl's Jr. and Subway are also here. I forgot to add those in, but pretty much the whole city of Merida right now is under development, and it has been for a while, right? Lots of renovations, as there are many colonial style properties, basically left over from when the Spaniards were on the conquest of discovery here in the Yucatan Peninsula. The hand paint industry was booming one time ago. And once that was over, many of the castles and mansions and things like that were just abandoned, right? And they stayed that way for, a very long time. So that's it on this segment of Nomadic Sober. Until next time, I got a palm tree breeze to catch. And as you know, we're on the Nomadic Run to 1,000 subs. See you when we get there.